Last time you saw me, I was painting in a garden shed, so this is an insane upgrade, you guys. Hey everyone, so in this video I'm gonna tell you the story of how I found myself living here, okay, in a stranger's art studio in France. Then I'm gonna take you along for the day. I show you a bunch of paintings I had already started here, and while I work on those paintings, I share some tips for how to push yourself as an artist, how to make stuff that is both more ambitious and more authentic to you. And then at the end, I talk about relative color. That's what we have to look forward to. But first things first, how did I even end up here? Basically, back in March, I got this very random DM from an artist on Instagram. He said he had seen my videos, that he was really interested by my paintings, and that he wanted to invite me to his castle art studio countryside house in France for a weekend painting workshop. Then he also added that I would be more than welcome, if I wanted to stay after the workshop, to move in, live, and paint there for a while on my own. His space was going to be empty. He doesn't actually live there full time, and he said he would love for me to put it to good use, to use it to keep making more paintings if I wanted. Sorry, you're asking, do I want to travel and have a free studio? Yeah, I wanted. I think he just noticed from my videos that I really like to be traveling, and also that I was in desperate need of space, so I guess he was like, I could do this girl a favor. Is that not insane? I did fully think that it was a scam at first. I was like, there's no way a stranger on Instagram is just inviting me to move into their house. But no, it was real. And it was amazing. I never would have imagined that having a relatively very small little YouTube channel like mine would lead to this kind of opportunity. So I was just so dumbfounded and confused and grateful. Seriously, the biggest thank you in the world to Matthew and to La Chaussette Studio. Anyways, at this point, the workshop was over. It had been such a beautiful weekend, and I had been on my own for about a week getting my own paintings started. And I think that's all I needed to explain. So back to the regular video, the tour. I love all of his clay sculptures literally so much. I definitely want to include them in a painting at some point. So this is studio room number 1, but all of my paintings that I've been doing are actually in the house. Let's go see. There's a downstairs too. Kitchen! The best studio around. Okay, this is the very first thing I started here, looking out there. I'm quite satisfied with all of this stuff, but the strawberries, this whole section, do not care for. So today the goal will be to resolve that area somehow. Then we've got this second guy, also not quite finished. And then we come over here, 2 more paintings that are much earlier on in their progression. We got this butter, which I was looking over here. Oh, and this. I think these red stripes are gonna be my favorite part. You may notice a color theme happening. Color is definitely something I'm trying to focus on, trying to push colors in ways I wouldn't normally. Now onto the great room. If you've seen any of my videos before, you know that I don't do many, one layer a la prima, one session type paintings. So this painting was my attempt to do one layer and leave it alone. And now, my last little painting room is in here. This was a little self-portrait I started, looking in the mirror. And then this garlicky boy sketch. Oh, and this was also actually from the kitchen. I will separate them eventually. This is oil paper, by the way, oil painting paper from Arches. It's really, really nice and was very, very convenient for packing in my suitcase. And those are all the little paintings I've started so far. You are up to speed. I'm gonna go back to that first still life painting back in the kitchen and try to finish it today, maybe? So like I said before, I'm not super satisfied with the direction of the top part, and also the strawberries, I ate them, so I want to replace them with something else. I'll go with it. I love how dark the one in the front is, and then the one in the back is still like lit up. Also, this bowl moved over like 5 inches to the right. I think I moved it the other day by accident, but I actually like it way more how it is over to the right. So I'm gonna move him over. Okay, so I'm gonna be repainting the bowl and fiddling with the new oranges for a while. While that happens, I have some ideas for people, particularly if you are self-taught, some tips to help you push yourself further as a painter, things beyond just learning technique. I was thinking about this because, well, just, you know, whatever you're teaching gets you thinking about what's most important, right? And technique, how-tos, that is for sure super important. But I think the biggest goal for any artist is to be developing an awareness and criticism of what their own individual voice and drive is. Understanding yourself, understanding your own specific painting world, how you see, think, put paint down, and being critical of yourself, that is what is going to make your painting continually grow and also feel very authentic to you. So, self-analysis exercise that I think is really helpful for us to all do. Start by setting up your last, let's say 5 to 10 paintings in front of you. Get a pen and paper and write down a list of what your habits are. You're trying to articulate what rules you are following, you know, what things you are consistently doing between all of your paintings. Maybe you always paint things slightly smaller than life. Maybe your grays always lean slightly warm. Maybe you always introduce more contrast into an image. Or maybe you only ever spend maximum 5 hours on a painting. Or maybe conversely, you have to spend at least 10 hours on a painting in order for it to feel finished. You get the idea. Like, what rules are you following? A lot of these are like implicit rules. They're not things you're necessarily intentionally doing. They're just things you do just because you are you. Once you can articulate these habits, once you're aware of what you are doing, then you can go and question each thing on that list. Ask yourself, what very specific things could you change or push for your next painting? Which of your habits are helpful in making your paintings more of what you want them to be, and which are holding you back? One more very important list to make a list of why you paint. Like, seriously, painting, I say this with all the love for it in my heart, it's kind of a stupid thing to do. Like, what is it actually doing for you? What is it actually giving you in your life? Relaxation, that's a common reason people give. I personally don't relate to it, but maybe that's you. Is it play? Is it problem solving? Is it control? Is it chaos? Whatever your reasons, write them down, make this list of the things painting gives you, and then ask yourself, in your next painting, how can you chase those things down to like an extreme extent? Example, maybe you feel like painting gives you a sense of control. If that's the case, your next painting, maybe you only need to use the like tiniest brushes, single hair bristle brushes, and just do the most meticulous, ridiculous, careful thing this side of the Mississippi has ever seen. Or maybe you just love like the physical experience painting gives you of being lost in a surface. Well, then maybe for your next painting, you need to do something 10 feet tall that is really gonna make you feel lost. Just examples to start you thinking. Go big. Not like literally big, but whatever it is that you love, that you feel like you get out of painting, like do that thing big. Commit to it. What was I saying? Teaching is a blast. Learning is a blast. You know, if schools didn't have emails or staff meetings or parents, I think I would probably go back. Baguette break. The church bells be ringing every hour without fail. Let's cook. My problem with cooking here is that every time I make something, I mess up one of my paintings. I think today I won't have to mess anything up though. I just need a tomato. I'll take one of these. One of these. Neither of these were in any still life, so they're safe to use. I just love baguettes so much, you guys. These onions are so fragrant. You guys, look at this. Oh my gosh. That's a still life. See, and this is my problem with cooking as well. Every time I try to cook in here, I just find another thing that I would like to paint. I think I'm done with this guy for now. I like the top so much more than before. Probably just needs one more session to finish it up, but I will do that session another day. For now, I'm gonna go back to that guy, I think. Or alternatively, actually, I think what I'll do, my butter. I did one session on this like a week ago. It's been a while since I touched it and kind of avoiding it because I was intimidated by the color palette, but I think I'm ready for it. Maybe I'll come back to this. Also ignore the coffee stain. That's what I get for leaving it by my coffee station. Change of plan. The light really sucks in the kitchen this time of day, so I'm out of breath. So I'm gonna work on it here in the studio from some photographs. Permanent green, alizarin crimson, cadmium red, titanium white. This cadmium red, like cadmium red light. I don't actually know what clair means, but I think it means light. But it's very, very orange. Because I have so few colors, I'm gonna pre-mix a few things. Okay, I'm gonna talk about color in a moment, explain the limited palette, but I need to tell you all more about La Chaussette Studio. I'm sorry my pronunciation sucks, that's the French word for sock, and it's what Matthew named his studio because, fun fact, it used to be a sock factory. Anyways, his vision behind the place is so beautiful. After he got this property, he started using it as his own personal studio, but then he also started to host workshops here. Some painting, some sculpture, but the idea that artists could all gather, take a class together, and just share in meals and good company for a weekend. Really, he's just an artist who happens to have a lot of space, and he is trying to use that space to build community with other cool artists. It's really beautiful, and I found it so inspiring. Like, it made me very excited for a future in which, I don't know, maybe I could buy a property and do something similar. That is so far away. I might need to get a real job again if I want that to be a possibility, but that is besides the point. Everyone, I could not recommend checking this place out more. Matthew will be hosting a lot more workshops next year, and you can sign up to be notified when those are happening. I have absolutely no affiliation. I just really believe in the place. Okay, and what the heck am I doing with this palette? Why the weird colors? For this painting and a lot of the earlier paintings I was showing too. Basically, I'm trying to switch up my focus when it comes to color. I try to move my focus away from just achieving perfect individual color matches for what I was seeing. I want my colors to still be very convincing. You know, I want them to be very realistic even in a way. Like, I'm not just trying to make random colors up, but I also don't want to be limited by feeling like I have to follow exactly what the colors actually were. I guess I want to feel more in control of color, like I'm able to manipulate it more, largely because I've just always felt intimidated by color and like I don't understand it very well. So I've been intentionally changing my palettes up, hopefully so that I can learn something. And oh boy am I. Yeah, I love this color of the butter. Like, it's such a weird violet gray color, complicated thing. I feel like it's a much weirder color than the, you know, buttery yellow that it was in real life. And obviously that's because with this limited palette, I wasn't able to mix that kind of yellow. So now I'm in like an exciting place where I have to figure out how to make that complicated gray violet thing make sense as butter within the context of the rest of the painting. How can that color relate to everything else around it so that it all ultimately makes sense? It's a very fun little problem to work through. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm learning something. All the colors. Also, as I was sitting over there, I'll show you, I realized what my next painting is going to be. I want to do like a self-portrait of me in the mirror with all of these heads around me. Yeah. I think that's a goal for tomorrow though, so back and see. Real quick, I'll leave you with a little announcement. I've been thinking a lot about next year, what I want to do, and I think I want to do some more teaching, you guys. So this is what I'm thinking. I would like to do online and in-person stuff. In-person stuff probably won't happen until the end of next year. However, I was thinking for the beginning of next year, like January, February time, I could run an online course. We would have a live meeting time each week. It wouldn't just be recorded videos. Each meeting, there would be a lecture component, there would be a demonstration, questions and answers, and then also there would be an assignment each week. A lot of details still need to be ironed out. However, if that tentatively sounds like something you would be interested in, please email me and let me know. Aside from that, I'll see you in a few days.